stop procrastinating, rebelling against your own to-do list, and start 10xing your productive output? Well, as Robin Sharma puts it in his book, The 5 a.m. Club, the secret of success of every man and woman who has ever been successful lies in the fact that they formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. If that punched you in the gut as much as it did me, stick around because I'm going to share with you the productivity secrets that are also science-backed to help you to 10x your productivity. In case we haven't met yet, I'm Courtney Shaw from the Rule Breakers Club, and I teach female entrepreneurs just like you how to make a full-time income from your business. If that sounds good to you, yay! Go ahead and make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell so that you won't miss another one of these videos. Before I jump into the 4 science-backed productivity tips that are going to blow your mind, we have got to address the 2 massive mistakes that you are making when it comes to getting things done. So grab your pen and write this down because these 2 Sisyphean mistakes are keeping you stuck in a trap of busyness without moving forward. Mistake number 1 is focusing on time spent working. Our culture has brainwashed us into thinking that time spent working equals productivity equals making more money. This trap was created by companies to convince you to work for them 9 to 5 every single day without questioning it. To find out if you are stuck and brainwashed in this trap, answer these questions. Do you feel like you have to start your day by a certain time or else you feel guilty? Do you feel like you need to work a certain number of hours every single day or else you feel guilty? If so, it is not your fault. You've just simply been brainwashed just like the rest of us. And then this leads us to believe that in order to make 2 times as much money in our businesses, we have to work 2 times as many hours. The great, excellent, amazing news is that that isn't true at all. In fact, my friend Haley Burkhead from ProfitPlanner.co has built her entire business around teaching entrepreneurs like you and me how to be uber productive while working less. The goal is to create consistent income in your business without having to run yourself into the ground working 24/7. The way she does this is by creating what she calls a profit plan. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what a profit plan is in a minute, but just know that Haley is making about $30,000 a month while only working a few hours a day using this method, so it works. And that brings me to mistake number 2, which is focusing on feeling busy. If our culture has brainwashed us into thinking we have to work more hours to make more money, it's also brainwashed us into believing that feeling busy equals being productive. Our culture is obsessed with being busy and we constantly get rewarded for it. I want to remind you of this quote from Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club, in order to show you why feeling busy is not necessarily doing the right things. The secret of success of every man and woman who has ever been successful lies in the fact that they formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Feeling busy is not doing the things that quote-unquote failures don't like to do. In fact, feeling busy is the opposite. It is within our comfort zones. It's exactly the thing that we like to do. It makes us feel good, and we're not necessarily doing the scary things that are going to lead us to our goals, but we feel like we're making progress, even if we're not. So what do you do instead? This is where Haley Burkhead's profit planning system comes into play. What profit planning does is teaches you how to figure out the exact things, just a few things in your business that you need to focus on that will lead to you creating massive results, i.e. growing your business to make more money without you working more hours. Do you know what 3 things you should be focused on at the expense of everything else in order to grow your business? If not, I highly recommend that you head down into the description box right below this video where I've put a link for a free free masterclass that Haley is doing for us. The class is on how to create consistent income without adding more to your schedule. And in it, Haley will go over this profit planning model with you. Haley's class is going to show you how to automate everything in your business that is making you money, eliminate emotionally draining tasks, and the secret to becoming a CEO that makes consistent income. Now, once you've figured out what those things are that you should be focused on, that's where my 4 productivity secrets that are completely science-backed come into play. Are you ready to find out what they are? Productivity tip number 1 is to protect your energy. You're a human, not a robot, and as such, you need to eat, sleep, and move. This is not news or rocket science. But I bet you didn't know that there are researchers that believe that managing your energy is way more important than managing your time. A popular Harvard Business Review article titled "Manage Your Energy, Not Your Time" argues that the problem with working more is that time is finite, whereas energy is not. So do you want to hear one ridiculously easy way to increase your energy? A study by the University of Michigan found that spending time walking in nature, even during harsh winter months, can increase your productivity by 20%. Nature, it seems, has a pretty powerful effect on our productivity levels, but it gets even better. Other research has shown that even just looking at the color green can boost your creativity. So go for a walk, get a plant, put a green screensaver on your computer, whatever you need to do to use this little productivity hack. Productivity tip number 2 is to practice positivity. As Elle Woods taught us, happy people don't kill their husbands. They just don't. And they're also way more productive. Studies are showing that people who experience more frequent positive moods happen to be more successful. Who'da thunk it? There are some fancy pants brain scans that are showing that the brain functions better under the influence of positive emotions, which gives you more energy, thus bringing us back to productivity tip number 1. So what's one simple way to boost your mood? Gratitude. More and more and more research is showing the laundry list of benefits of practicing gratitude. And the best part for lazy people like me is that the effects of gratitude seem to last long after you actually practice it. My personal favorite gratitude exercise is called 3 Good Things. And all you have to do is simply list 3 good things in your life. Seriously, pause this video right now and think of 3 good things, and you will have already boosted your productivity by watching a YouTube video. How many people can say that? Productivity tip number 3 is be deliberate. Now that you're feeling good, are you ready for my favorite productivity time for 10xing your productivity of all time? It's called deliberate practice. Researchers have found that the world's most elite violinists tend to practice in 60 to 90 minute sessions followed by a 15 to 20 minute break. These 60 to 90 minute sessions are what are called ultradian rhythms, kind of like circadian rhythms, except they happen multiple times per day. And it seems that these ultradian rhythms are the most natural way for us human beings to get shit done. This isn't just a nice idea for 10xing your productivity. It might actually be detrimental to your health if you do not work in this way. In the book, The Power of Full Engagement, the authors argue that we are capable of overriding these natural cycles, but only by summoning the fight or flight response and flooding our bodies with stress hormones that are designed to help us handle emergencies. The long-term cost is that toxins build up inside us. Yuck. We can only push so hard for so long without breaking down and burning out. The way that I make the most out of this tip is that every night before I go to bed, I outline what I'm going to do the next day. I pick my most important priorities based on what you will learn from Haley Burkhead in the free masterclass that is in the description box below. And I schedule those 60 to 90 minute work sessions. And then when you need to take a 15 to 20 minute break, you can go back to productivity tip number 1 and take yourself on a nice little walk in nature. Productivity number 4 is just start. The final tip I have for you is based on something called the Zeigarnik effect. Zeigarnik effect. Have you ever noticed when there's something that you need to do that you really don't want to do? Getting started is often the hardest part. I experienced this yesterday when I needed to fold my laundry. I often put off tasks like doing the dishes or even planning out a YouTube video because it seems so daunting and I don't feel like it. But once I start working on it, I often feel compelled to work until I finish it. That, my friend, is the Zeigarnik effect at play. This effect states that humans remember unfinished tasks better than finished ones. It seems that once we open a loop in our brains, we have to work until we get them done, and then we can let it go. Use this effect to your advantage by simply getting yourself to get started. So how do you do that when you really don't feel like doing something? The secret is to get started by doing something so small that you can convince your brain to do it. So if you don't want to do the dishes, simply start by putting soap on the sponge. If you don't want to floss your teeth, just start by taking out a piece of floss. Rather than looking at a project as one task, ask yourself, what is the one thing I need to do to get started? Whew. Now that you have these 4 science-backed productivity tips, I expect that you'll be able to now get more done in a day than you used to get done in an entire week. But remember, this productivity stuff does not matter if you are simply filling up your calendar with busyness. Make sure to go down in the description box below this video and click the link to sign up for Haley's free masterclass that she's doing just for us. The class is going to teach you how to create consistent income without adding more to your schedule. By the way, I'm thinking that we should invite Haley to come on camera with me and do a video to give you guys some top secret tips all about profit planning. What do you think? Would you like me to try to get Haley on our channel? If so, go ahead and put yes in the comments below and I will see what I can do. And finally, if you learned something from this video and loved it, make sure to hit the like button down below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more of these amazing videos. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and I will see you in the next one.